Started here. This is an overview of the OS X, which is the operating system for Mac from Apple called Yosemite. There's a new operating system coming out in September, late September, called El Capitan, and that's going to be different, but this will go over what our current OS X is. My name is Zach. I'm an Apple campus rep for Kirkwood Community College, so I pretty much represent Kirkwood as a whole for Apple. So there's three main points on OS X, Yosemite. What Apple tried to incorporate was design, apps, and continuity. What that means, we'll go over design first. So it's Yosemite. Design, what they tried to do is take every single pixel into consideration when they were designing this. So that means just frame by frame, it's just every single pixel on there is used to its fullest capacity, the full inch. What's cool too is the dock is translucent, so whatever your background is, the dock's going to incorporate the background into it. What they also try to do too is continue the text everywhere, so the font is the same throughout the whole computer, whether you're in the Top Finder app or you're in Safari. All your fonts for the taskbar and all the toolbars are the same. A new thing that they incorporated is the notification system. It's kind of like your iPhone. When you pull down the top, it gives you all the notifications. So your calendar's incorporated in there, the dates incorporated, and the weather and all the widgets that you choose. The next one that they incorporated is Spotlight. What Spotlight is when you can hit Command Spacebar on your computer, it pulls up the search bar, and the search bar is in the center of the screen. And so when that happens, you can virtually search for anything. So if you don't know where an app is or you can't find it or you want to find something really fast, like Calendar app, you start typing in Calendar and it's going to take you right to Calendar. You can also do, if like you want to find that document you wrote 3 years ago, but you don't want to search all the time, just type it in what it was called or something about it and it's going to pull up everything. So he started writing design report and it pulled up his top hit design report, and this is his report. It gives you a visual of what the document's going to look like. What's cool too is it's going to incorporate as well as the Safari. So when you type in Yosemite, it's going to pull up top hits from the Safari without even opening up Safari. It's going to work with it, and it's going to pull up, like this one's from sanfranciscogate.com. It's going to tell you all about Yosemite right there without even going to Safari. The next one is Safari itself. Safari has changed so that it uses up the whole screen in Safari, so you don't have extra tabs in there like there's on the older models. There's tabs up there and lots of space, all different information on there. But now Safari just uses the main website and what you're going to type in. Another cool thing is they removed all your favorites from under here and added it so when you start typing in the URL, all your favorites like Facebook, Twitter, and all that are incorporated when you start typing it in so that it's not taking up space on your screen. As well as your Google search, you can search Wikipedia in like Half Dome. He searched here. Wikipedia starts to pull up. They pull directly from the website, so you don't have to go type it in and then click on Wikipedia. Another cool thing is sharing. So like if you wanted to share this website with like your Tumblr right here, you can click Tumblr and it's going to pull up right there, and then you just hit Tumblr and it's going to already sign it in. Another thing cool is like you wanted to send this web page to a friend. It's going to know who you recently emailed as well as who you recently text messaged, and you can send it right from the Safari and not even have to go into your messages. Oops. Another cool thing is tab browsing. So this is going to pull up when you tip the button in the top right corner, the two squares. It's going to pull up all your current open tabs like it would have at the top. But this shows you a preview of what it is, and they're stacked. So like Health Ceramics right here, I have two different tabs opened up in the same app. So it's going to group them all together. Safari is our fastest website out there for running JavaScript. It's actually 6.6 times as fast as like Firefox or Chrome. So when you're running different programs, JavaScript will run faster on Safari rather than Chrome or Firefox. Longer web browsing with Safari because it doesn't take up as much as space as what you're looking at, and longer Netflix streaming. They actually have an updated system in there that allows you to watch Netflix farther and faster than like, let's say Chrome or Firefox or Internet Explorer. It's going to add about 3 hours to that. The new cool thing about Mail in the Mail app is that I like to send pictures or like to family or videos within the Mail app, or like this document right here, they want you to sign it, and right now sometimes I have to print out a document, sign it, scan it back into my computer, and then send it that way. But now in the new Mail app, you can sign virtually right into the document. You don't have to print it out or anything. You can use the trackpad, or you can write your signature on a piece of paper and use the camera on your computer, and it's going to create your signature. So you can use the trackpad, like I said, create signature, and then add it into your document right there without having to print it off. Another cool thing is markup. So like if you want to send a picture to your friend and said, check out Sam's masterpiece, and then you can write on that, or you wanted to say, like she said, I wish this wasn't a permanent marker all over his face and everything, and she was able to zoom it in and really focus in on what he was saying. What cool thing that they've incorporated now is called Mail Drop. So have you ever been on Mail and then it says your attachment's too large to send? What's cool about Mail Drop is it allows you to send an email and your attachment in two separate things, but you don't have to create it to do that. So it's going to send your email and it's going to send your attachment separately through the cloud, but rather than going through like the server of the other person, so that they can get up to 5 gigabytes per messages of like a video. The new text messages app on here, this will allow you to, it's cool because you'll get to name your group messages and be able to share your location, share pictures, and it shows it all right on your screen. iCloud Drive, you can store any cloud with store any file of yours with the iCloud. So let's say I typed a paper on my computer, and then I got to school and I didn't have my computer with me, and so I pulled it up iCloud Drive on my phone. It's going to show all my documents from my computer, even if it's not near me, on my phone, just through iCloud. So if you pull up iCloud on here, you can drop it in, like your Keynote, which is what I'm doing right now is Keynote, and then Numbers or Pages document, and you can pull it up, like I said, on any device of your Apple device. They've now incorporated iMovie and Pixelometer, so if you're creating an iMovie and you want to show it on your phone and you don't want to lug your computer around, you could show that as well. And all your documents will show up too, and then it gives you access on all your devices. And what's cool is not just Apple, but you can access all your documents even from a PC. So you don't even have to have a Mac or anything when you're like at school and you need to run to the computer lab to print off a piece of paper. You need to run to the library to print off a piece of paper. You can access it from one of their computers by typing in iCloud.com. Continuity, which is my favorite, honestly. Handoff is really cool, which I was kind of talking to you now about. So like this person right here is typing up this Pages document right on their Mac, and then they wanted to continue it on their iPad, and so this little icon in the bottom left of their iPad pops up, and they're able to drag up from the top and shows the same app, the same one right there, just being near their computer. Like right here, they're typing a email on their phone, but let's say it's a long email to grandma and you really don't want to type the whole thing on your phone. And so you're going to continue it by clicking on this little thing in your computer on the bottom left hand, and it says Mail from iPhone. And so once you click on that, it pulls up what you just had on your phone on your Mac. It pulls up the pictures. Instant hotspot, so like let's say your phone is in your pocket and you don't want to grab it out and go through the whole settings in your phone to turn on your internet on your phone so that your computer can access it. You can actually access it right from your computer by clicking on the little icon up there, which will pull up your Wi-Fi, and see your phone will pop up right here. So Emily's phone pops up right here. She clicks on it, and then her phone automatically knows that that's what she wanted to do. And so now she's able to browse the web. Another cool thing is text messages. It used to be just iMessages that you can type in and respond to on your computer. Now you'll be able to get your full text messages right on your computer from your phone. So in class, I used to like to type and get all my messages on my computer without having my phone out. And so now, not just iMessages, but all your text messages will be available right on your, so the text messages comes in on your phone, and then the same thing will happen on your iPad and your Mac. Another cool thing is you can make and receive calls from your Mac as well as your iPad. So if you receive a call from your phone, but your phone's in the other room, you can answer it right on your Mac. And your call is going to come in right at the top, and it's going to say, from your phone, you're Johnny Appleseed's calling you. So you're going to hit accept, and using your speakerphone and your microphone built into your computer, you'll be able to talk on the phone. So your phone's on right there, and that's how it's going. So all the cool things that Yosemite has to offer is design and continuity and your text messages and handoff and iCloud Drive is all in Yosemite. And the cool thing is it's free for your computer. Any update for your Mac is always free. So, and then these are all the supported Mac models that you guys can update from. And then that's it. And then Laura's going to talk about El Capitan and the new update that's going to be coming in the end of September. And then, any questions for me? From you guys? Talk. Sweet. What's that?
How do I close an app? Like when it's open, but I want to close it. Like for some reason I can't seem to figure that out.
The close, like the red button in the top left, is it not?
Yeah, like it doesn't completely
Close. Try Command Q.
At the same time.
And it should.
It's just closed, and now you can also go up to Chrome if you want to close that. Then we go to Quick Chrome, and then the little black dot at the bottom. That is one of the main questions I had when I first got my Mac.
That's how you
How do I
close.
close that?
Okay, that makes sense.
Yes. So I get in the habit of
It wasn't very keyboard, I was trying to solve some things. And all of what you said is primarily on iCloud.
Your documents.
Oh, darn it. I didn't know it was on mute. So thank you for letting me know. Well, I'll thank Zach again. We're recording this. So again, just wanted to reiterate for our folks, I'm going to be streaming this in a little bit. So we've got the new operating system, El Capitan, that's coming out probably around September or so. September 25th. Okay, awesome. And I would just see how it's operating, look at, different different messages that people are leaving on the apple.com website, discussions here, come down to the store. If you have any questions about whether any of your current programs are going to be compatible with the new operating system. that's always really important to know. For instance, if you, do any of you use Boot Camp? Boot into either the Windows side or the Mac side. Some people who like to use both Windows and Mac have Boot Camp on their machine, which works great. But we have found one little thing, and that is if you are updating your operating system, you need to make sure you have that updated Boot Camp as well. So just want to make sure that all of those things are taken care of so you're able to use your computer right away and don't have any difficulties and everything works together in harmony. All right. So, and I don't think I introduced myself. I'm Laura Carson. I'm the Customer Service Specialist here at EagleTech. So just a brief overview of what this is all about. El Capitan has a few, and by the way, does everybody know what that is? El Capitan, just for kicks and giggles?
Yosemite.
Yeah. Yosemite is a park in California, and then El Capitan is one of the, they even show a picture of it? Yeah, there's El Capitan. So it's in Yosemite. So they're going, it's interesting how they've come up with all these different favorite spots of the, the techies over at Apple and what they, over in Cupertino, and what they want to come up with and name their new operating system. Why not name it something gorgeous and beautiful, right? Okay. So it should also improve performance in terms of how fast your Mac operates, gets to different areas and so forth. But again, I would just confirm that everything that you have is going to work on your Mac. And the split view, I wish I had more of a presentation like Zach had. It's actually not out there yet. We'll probably be working with people as El Capitan gets out, did you see one? Because I didn't see it on ASW, so yeah, take a peek. But I can tell you what the features are going to be, what's coming out. The split view is really neat because it's going to show actually a complete split view, if you want to, of your conversation. This is really cool. So you can be looking at your messages, like Zach was saying, and then also be responding to them, putting in pictures, whatever you want to do, and then also be looking at maybe what this person has sent to you and read yeah, it's pretty neat. So you can, oops. Just doesn't happen for months, and then we, all right. We'll get that turned off. There we go. Hey, that was faster than a speeding bullet, I must say. Mission control is going to look a little bit different. And if you haven't seen your mission control area on your launch pad, this is what we're talking about. Mission control area makes it easier to organize. And basically, we've got mission control can actually be you can show a bunch of windows at the same time. So I think this is going to be really helpful. So whatever you have open on your desktop, which you were mentioning earlier, how do I close something? And this is where it comes into play too. If you don't want to have too many things open on your desktop at once, also your Mac will work more effectively and efficiently if you don't have everything open at once. So good idea to quit out of those programs. And hop on in, Zach, if you have anything you want to add to it. So, and you didn't see any formal presentation of any kind? Oh, okay. Yeah, mine stopped working too. That's why I got on my phone. So hopefully I won't have too huge a data charges. But yes.
What's the icon for that mission control?
It's on the top.
How do you find that?
On the keyboard.
Yeah. I might need help for that because I was actually trying to get to that. Thank you.
This is mission.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. And I was like, okay.
This is going to be mission control.
That's your official mission control, is your F3?
Yeah, F3
Mm-hmm. I think of it as F4, but that's not. That's where your applications are. So, yeah.
Like a little icon for it then.
Yeah.
There's not. Is there?
On the screen?
I'm not seeing it.
No, it's going to be the one on the keyboard.
Yeah, it's got to be the keyboard F3.
Keyboard.
There's also a, you want to figure out what the shortcut is too, so I could tell them that, because I am always using the 5-finger grab to get out to applications, and I was thinking this is my mission control, but of course it's not. So this is what I'm always using, and then 5 fingers out, like out just to get back. That's kind of a neat shortcut. I like that a lot. 5-finger grab and then out again. That's one I use on a continuous basis, but I'll be looking at mission control a little bit more often as well, too. So, but now you can have, as opposed to, see, all I'm showing is my different desktops. I have 4 different desktops going, or 3, looks like. No, I got my dashboard, and then with my widgets, and then I have 1, 2, 3 desktops. And then this is what I'm currently showing on desktop number 1. And that's how, you know, I just don't use it very often because I don't find it particularly helpful. But I think when we upgrade to El Capitan, I think it's going to be really cool so I can get to all the different programs that I have open. So that's why I thought it was a neat thing to talk about. All right. Oh, this is going to be so helpful. You know, sometimes when you're working on a document and you just can't find your cursor, this is neat. It's called call out your cursor. If you've lost it on your crowded desktop, you shake your finger back and forth on the trackpad, and then it's going, or your mouse, if you have a mouse with your iMac, and your cursor gets bigger as you shake it or run your finger back and forth. So that's going to be in El Capitan as well. I think they're just, Apple's really good about finding little things that just make your life easier, like finding your cursor. So who would have thought of that, right? I think that's cool. Spotlight is even going to be more helpful. I have Spotlight up here where I usually go to, and then you can also, is it Shift? Command Spacebar, thank you. I don't usually go to Spotlight with Command Spacebar. I usually just go in the upper right-hand corner here. You probably can't see it, but you sort of can see it. It's a little magnifying glass, and then I tap on that, and that's also Spotlight search. That's just how I learned the program, so that's what I use. So I think that's going to be even more helpful and more versatile because it's going to be bringing up weather, sports, stocks, all that type of thing. And they're getting more and more that is available to you within that Spotlight search. So I think that's going to be nice. The other thing that I've noticed that we're looking at and getting into, and I won't have any examples of it here, but do any of you speak Japanese by any chance? No? This is kind of neat because they have, it's Chinese and Japanese input actually. They've changed and increased the number and the type of fonts that Chinese and Japanese users can use around the world. So I think that's a really neat thing. So if you know anybody who's using Chinese or has it, you know, on their system, I think they're getting more and more in terms of language. I think they're getting, you know, and you can also have an app that translates easily. Do you use the translator app on your phone? Mm-hmm. No?
What's cool Spotlight too is like if you have a metric conversion, you can also type in the metric conversion.
Mm-hmm. Metric conversions are also good. All right, cool. So I think it's just kind of neat because it's making the world, I think, a smaller place. You can get more information and be able to communicate easier with people in terms of, you know, whether it be, I'm thinking of this because we have actually some French folks that are here visiting Iowa, a French composer who's, he's actually going to be featured in the municipal band over this next week. And he speaks almost completely French. You know, he doesn't speak any English, you know, real well. His wife does, but not him so much. So I think it's been helpful for me to use that. I've used Google Translator, but I wanted to know, I'm going to ask our Apple rep here, which one I can use for, you know, for Apple. Yeah. Okay, and there's the weather feature on that. I got to watch our time because we started a little late, but that's okay. It's just going to look a little bit different. Not huge increases. The Mail app is going to be a little bit different in that it's improved full screen support and swipe gestures. And I was talking to you a little bit about swipe. You can swipe back and forth, the 5-finger grab. There's a lot of different gestures that you can use. And within Mail, they've increased some of those. Like for instance, if you have another tab open I use this all the time, you can just swipe back and forth. Oh, and I just brought up my notifications off from the right. Let's put that back. And then I can swipe back and forth. I don't know why that's not swiping. It should. Anyway, we've got the tabs that are open. Do you know why that's not working? I'm using my... Oh, just back. Oh, yeah. Because to go back and... I usually just go back and forth between the two like this. Okay, but you're going to have some of those features, the increased features of being able to swipe back and forth in your Mail app. So I think that'll be nice. Nice little feature. And of course, I haven't seen this and it's not been released yet, so I thought it might be neat to just look at and talk about some of the features that are coming up. Okay, inbox. Oh, you can swipe your, does anybody recognize this? To swipe your inbox now? You can now do this on your Mac as well as you can do it on your phone. So on your iPhone, you're able to swipe your inbox and go, that's really cool. So you can just swipe once to get to delete that particular, did you know about that? That's cool. How many of you have an iPhone and know what I'm talking about? Haven't seen that? No? It's just one of those little things, again, that, you know, make your life easier. All right. I think that's, trying to see what else I know Photos had a nice, nice increase too. Your notes on all your devices through iCloud. You can share those and look at those. And again, the continuity aspect of Yosemite also allows you to stop and then pick up on, say, if you're writing a letter within Word or any software program that you're working on, you can pick that up and continue it on your other device. So that's the continuity feature that has come out on Yosemite. But now also you can look at any of these, the notes and so forth, on any of your devices. So I think that's really helpful. Oh, and this is really neat. If you see over here, how many of you have used some of the photo editing features? If you don't have an iPhone, you wouldn't necessarily see some of them. But now what they're trying to do is have some of the cool applications and the things that you can do on an iOS device, like an iPhone, and also on your iPad. Now you're going to be able to do also on your Mac within just your Photos app. So you can see off to the right there that you've got various different different colorations and schemes that you can work with for your picture. So I think that would be a nice enhancement that you can do to your photos if you want to change them up a bit. Easier to find pictures and so forth by date, title, and more. I think it's already really good, but they've added some additional features for photos here. And actually, I'm just going to look at photos really quick and see how much. Oh, here we go. Oh, I must have not opened up Photos on my Mac before, but it has added, if you see up at the top, just like Photos, Shared, Albums, Projects. Projects isn't on your iPad or your iPhone, but the other three are. So they've, again, incorporated some of the cool features that you're able to use on that iOS device onto your Mac now. Safari, of course, looks like they've done some really neat updates for that. We've got Pinterest that's showing in the upper left-hand corner now. You can pin different things right from Safari and keep your websites that you go to often. You can keep them pinned and ready up in the upper left-hand side. Excuse me, and have the icons up there so you're able to get to those at any time. That's really cool. So you don't have to like close out, type in Facebook, get back into Facebook if you want to look at that. Are any of you Pinterest users? Do you like that at all? No, not so much. I don't use it either, but I'm on Facebook a lot. So AirPlay, I think you guys talked a little bit about AirPlay already. Looks like I don't think there's any major differences. Yeah, I love AirPlay. Oh, this guy. The easily tune out a tab.
Yeah, what this will do is like if you have 3 tabs open, like it just kind of shows right there.
Mm-hmm.
And let's say you're watching a YouTube video on one, and you want to switch to your Facebook, or like an ad pops up and it starts playing music. You'd be able to, in your top, mute all tabs and mute them from playing any sound. So even if you're not on that tab, you don't have to go search for the ad on the side and hit mute. It just will hit the mute button.
Cool. I was getting closer to you so I could get you recorded. Yeah. That's really cool. Looks like they've increased maps as well, public transit information. That's really, really helpful. And where, how getting from point A to point B, including public transportation maps, directions, and schedules. They already have your walking map here, and we can definitely look at some of these, like if you're planning a trip or say a walking route of San Francisco or whatever you happen to be planning. You can get your directions right on your Mac and get them ready to go. Even print them out and stop by stop. If you're going to a museum here, if you're going to a park over here, lunch over here, that type of thing. I think that would be extremely helpful. So look at that. So you can go from, this is Columbus Circle in New York, going over to Prospect Park. Oh, this will prove very helpful.
Ask you a question?
Yes.
Is any of this available now?
It will be.
It's not available now.
Right.
Everything you're saying is all new.
Great question.
I don't know.
This is all brand new. It will be in September 25th. It's going to be out and available.
So your computer will notify you when it's ready for update.
I just want to make sure that whatever, because I didn't know if I already maybe had some of this, or just you're updating it. But
You might have some of these in terms of like everything that Zach was showing you on Yosemite, you've already got. So you have that available. This is El Capitan. This is the new operating system. It is. We do have maps already, though. Do you have a trip coming up that you want to look at and map
It's
out?
just nice to know,
Yeah.
nice to be as smart as my computer once in a while.
Right.
I think we'd all like to be as smart as our computer.
If you have any questions on how to use it or you don't know, you can bring it in here and any
For
of the
sure.
tech people here is happy to help.
Absolutely. Okay, have a great day. Good luck. He's got to go check in people at the apartments and such and check out. So I think this is really going to be a nice asset, though, to be able to have not only your walking distance and how far it is and the direction specifically walking, but also if you want to go ahead and hop on, the B train, that would be very nice. I'm from New York, so I'm looking at it going, oh, I wish I was there right now. I love that area, I've done that walk. Become fluent, Mac becomes fluent. This is really neat. I don't know if you guys know Alan Paterka, who is on our staff here over in the KTS distance learning area, but we have a whole iTunes, a whole area that's he's got 2 different Chinese classes that are set up, beginning and intermediate, I believe, and he's had huge response on this, on our iTunes for Kirkwood. And if you haven't been out there at all, I'm saying iTunes, it's iTunes U, iTunes University. So Kirkwood has a very large presence on iTunes University. This will, in fact, our presentation here will be out there today, just updating you on the Yosemite as well as what's coming out new on El Capitan. So, but it's really cool that they've gotten all of these new fonts for the Chinese input. So if you're interested in finding out, I know I can't wait to have time to be able to learn a couple of languages or what have you and travel more and all that type of thing. But it's really cool because it's got that, the improved trackpad handwriting, all that type of stuff. So, and here's the Japanese. The neat thing too is that if somebody writes to you in a different language, you can respond in kind. It can do an automatic translation. So in about 25 different languages is what's incorporated. So don't know how much that would be of help to you, but for the Japanese fonts and input, that looks really cool. Yeah. Yep. And let's see. This was kind of neat. Metal is going to be the new operating system, Metal, for Apple software that delivers super efficient access to power of the graphics processor. Metal has to do with like gaming, graphics, and intensive apps. I don't know, are any of you gamers? No gamers in the crowd? I'm not a gamer either. The last time I gamed was in the 80s. Yeah.
Serious Iowa.
Yeah, exactly. But it's supposed to be just amazing in terms of, so if you have family members and so forth that want that increase, because a lot of times gamers will, that's why they purchase a Windows machine, because they want to do more gaming, so that's why they do that. But now the Mac system is getting that, they're getting on the bandwagon with that. So, all right. So hopefully it's going to be something cool and neat and different that we all enjoy. And if you want to come in here, they're saying that you take a sneak peek and do a beta test. I don't, some of these folks do the beta testing and look at the new operating system, and they get it on their computers. You can feel free to do that. We could help you with that. But again, I guess I'm a little bit more on the, I'm on the conservative side of when I update my machine. So, yeah. Any questions? Yes.
I don't know what I'm on. I'm on 9.5, that's not Yosemite.
You're 10.9. You're one back from Yosemite. Yep. So you could take your update, should be a free update, and we can help you with that for sure. Just need to download it from the App Store, and you can actually, if you go out to the App Store, your App Store little icon on the bottom here, you should be able to, I'm not seeing it right now, but we can look at that. We should be able to get you updated fairly quickly, or at least just download it in the store, and then you can go home and upload it. Cool.
How long do you think you would have to wait?
Would I wait to put it on? I probably won't hesitate. Once September 25th comes around, I'll probably do that, but I don't tend to do the beta. So, good question.